All right, there's a report from Ian Rappaport of NFL Media that Dak Prescott and the Cowboys have, quote, a mutual understanding of his contract situation with no offers from Dallas, despite him being in a contract year, end quote. Pretty wild to think about Dak Prescott, who's – I'm trying to think how this works. He can't be tagged again, can he? Can he be tagged again?
No.
Like there's a no tag clause in his contract, right?
Yes.
So he can't be tagged at all. It's not even like it would be difficult to tag him. He can't be tagged.
Yes. No tag clause, no trade clause.
So the Cowboys are kind of up against it here. They're not going to give Dak a new contract. They're going to let him go out and earn it. And man, if he plays like he played last year, Dak Prescott is going to get $55 million for the open market. Or I don't know. It's a weird situation. So let's predict where Dak will play next. This Dak landing spot segment brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more. Breach. Where do you think Dak Prescott lands?
All right. So first, let me say that I do think he stays with the Cowboys, which is boring. So I'm going to spice things up. I know that sounds crazy. I just think that Jerry Jones is having this weird offseason where he says they're all in. They don't do anything in free agency. We're not going to deal with Dak. He's just saying things to say things. I don't think
scribbling nonsense on a pad at the owners meeting.
Exactly. But I think the juiciest landing spot would be the New York Giants. Just think if they let him walk. The Giants need a quarterback right now. Maybe they draft one this year, but maybe they don't. Maybe no one falls in their lap and they say, all right, we'll just roll with Daniel Jones for one more season and we'll find someone in free agency next year. And if Dak Prescott goes to an NFC East rival and beats the Cowboys, Jerry Jones will instantly become the laughingstock of the NFL. I mean, that would be the worst possible thing that could happen to the Cowboys. So I like that as my super juicy landing spot, the New York Giants.
That is spicy. I do tend to agree with you that he will ultimately end back up with the Cowboys, end up back with the Cowboys. There's this weird, it's this confidence that kind of works out for Dallas where it's like, you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. It's like it's one of the 5 most famous jobs in America. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people in the country who could name have a better chance of naming the Cowboys quarterback than naming the actual president of the United States of America. Sleepy Dak. I actually had a travel issue thanks to old Joe recently, which made me very happy. Major delays. Anyway, I digress. It's just a comment. I think that if he ended up going somewhere else, I'll say the Denver Broncos. And the reason why I think you weren't going Broncos, right, Sully? I don't think so. Okay, I didn't think so. Just make sure. I think you could make a really good case that Dak Prescott's skill set and Sean Payton's offense would go hand in hand, like to a freaking T. And again, I think he stays with the Cowboys, but I think the Broncos would be a really interesting option, especially if they just eat this they eat this monster hit from Russ, and then you go and sign a guy like Dak Prescott, who is bigger, stronger, taller, faster, and really accurate, throws a great deep ball. You protect him and give him some weapons, and he can light it up. I really like that fit.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, again, quarterback needy team that's kind of maybe on the outside looking in of being able to draft a quarterback this year. Right. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I just think that it's wild that Dallas is basically putting they're putting their head coach and their starting quarterback in a lame duck year. It is very much a prove it.
I guess they are all in. I mean,
right. If this doesn't go well, I think Jerry's hitting the reset button going new coach, new quarterback, and it's all done. Now,
maybe that's what he meant by all in.
It's we have to be all in, and then in quotations, or else. Maybe that's possible. For me, I would go with the Seattle Seahawks. I think that is a very interesting team to put him in the NFC West. And we're assuming, obviously, they play out this year and he leaves in free agency, and that's where they go sign. Geno Smith, that would correlate pretty well with his contract. I think they could clear $25 million right out of the gate by moving on from him after this season. Couldn't do it this season. But if all of a sudden he kind of takes a step back in 2024, this isn't a roster that's you want to rebuild with. I mean, they have DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. They have deep players on defense that really could contend with stable quarterback play. You just pick and drop Dak Prescott in there. I think that they'd be competitive.
Yeah. Monster cap hit, by the way, or monster cap relief for the Geno Smith contract. The restructuring, if they cut him, they would save $25 million in cap space versus a $38.5 million cap hit. So that actually does line up pretty nicely. All right. This Dak landing spot segment has been brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more.